Sudan, a nation nestled in the very heart of Africa, was once called the gateway to the continent. Its soil holds treasures beyond imagination, with gold reserves said to total over 1,500 tons, capable of shifting global power. This land is not only rich in minerals, but also in culture, home to some of the world's most renowned Quran reciters, poets, and traditions. Yet today, Sudan is a land of devastation, trapped in the grip of one of the world's largest humanitarian crises. The streets of Khartoum, once alive with trade and laughter, are now buried under rubble. Hospitals stand empty, markets reduced to ashes, and millions of citizens have been forced from their homes, wandering in search of safety. This is a war unlike any other. It is often described as a battle for political control, yet the truth runs deeper. It is a war over gold, land, and unimaginable wealth. For every kilogram of gold extracted from Sudan's soil, countless lives have been lost. It is said that 2 human lives have already been sacrificed for each kilo of gold mined. In a country where every speck of treasure could symbolize prosperity, the gold has instead become a curse, fueling conflict and feeding a cycle of bloodshed. Every day, around 100 kilograms of gold are smuggled across borders, transforming the nation's wealth into a currency of violence. Guns, drones, and death flow with the gold, leaving humanity itself as the collateral. To understand how Sudan reached this point, one must trace its troubled history. In 1956, Sudan gained independence from Britain, and hope surged across the nation. Yet, the promise of freedom quickly collided with deep-seated divisions. Racial, religious, and regional tensions ignited civil wars. The North, largely Arab Muslim, clashed with African Christians and local tribes in the South, a conflict that would echo through decades. Military coups, authoritarian rule, and fragmented peace agreements defined the nation's path. Leaders rose and fell. General Aboud in 1958, General Jafar Nimeri in 1969, each leaving a legacy of instability. Even the peace agreement of 2005, which eventually led to the independence of South Sudan in 2011, could not heal the nation's wounds. Northern Sudan remained caught in cycles of economic collapse and military rule. By 2019, the Sudanese people rose up against President Omar al-Bashir, ending his 30-year reign. Hopes for democracy flared, yet the military regained control, sowing the seeds for the current conflict. 2 factions emerged within the armed forces: the Sudanese Army, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the Semi-Military Rapid Support Forces, RSF, headed by General Mohammed Hamid. Initially allies, they soon accused each other of betrayal, igniting the fires of civil war once more. April 2023 marked the moment when tanks rolled through the streets, planes unleashed bombings, and Sudan plunged again into chaos. From Khartoum to Darfur, bullets tore through homes, displacing millions and leaving thousands dead. Nearly 10 million people fled their homes, victims of hunger, disease, and filth. Children starved, women wandered without shelter, and the elderly were abandoned in the ruins of cities once thriving with life. Yet this conflict is far more than a struggle between 2 generals. It is a battle for the wealth buried beneath the land. The RSF controls the gold mines, while the army seeks to claim these riches for the state. Regional powers, from Egypt to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and even Russia, have vested interests, adding layers of complexity to the war. The Wagner Group, reportedly assisting the RSF, represents the international stakes, while Western nations largely remain silent. The United Nations raises alarms, yet Sudan's suffering goes largely unnoticed. Darfur, a region already scarred by ethnic violence, is once again burning. Villages are torched, women abused, and journalists barred from reporting. Communication is severed, electricity unreliable, and the internet often cut, leaving the world blind to the horrors within. Every day, ordinary Sudanese risk everything to survive. Families flee south or toward the Egyptian border, only to confront hunger, disease, and inadequate aid. Nearly half the population faces severe food insecurity, while violence spreads to new areas such as central Kordofan. Attacks on civilians, like the funeral massacre in Al Ubaid that claimed 40 lives, demonstrate the war's brutality. The RSF is accused of digging mass graves to cover atrocities, while international courts struggle to hold perpetrators accountable. Over 11.7 million people are displaced, creating the largest displacement crisis in the world, as thousands of desperate civilians crowd makeshift shelters in cities like Al-Fashir, with limited access to food, water, and medicine. Attempts at ceasefires have repeatedly failed. The African Union, Saudi Arabia, and the US have tried to negotiate peace, but days of calm are quickly followed by renewed attacks. Muslim communities, who make up the majority of Sudan's population, feel abandoned by the world. Their cries echo online and in the streets. "We are humans too, remember us." Yet life continues in the shadows of devastation. Children go without schooling, hospitals run out of supplies, and families are forced to eat leaves to survive. This is not history. This is Sudan in 2025, a world in crisis unfolding before our eyes. Despite the darkness, hope flickers. Ordinary Sudanese rise above despair, helping neighbors, volunteering tirelessly, and risking their lives to share the truth with the outside world. Journalists, often threatened or kidnapped, continue reporting so the world will not forget. The resilience of the Sudanese people is a reminder that even in the worst of times, humanity endures. Every act of kindness, every shared meal, every story told is a thread of hope in a nation torn apart. The war in Sudan serves as a harsh lesson. Conflicts rooted in greed and power destroy not only nations, but also the very essence of human life. A country once celebrated for its culture, poetry, and music now reeks of gunpowder. Yet, even in this crucible of suffering, ordinary people cling to hope. They wish for a future where children laugh instead of hearing bombs, where streets are safe, and where the gold beneath their feet might finally be a blessing instead of a curse. The world cannot remain silent. Each child lost, each family displaced, each life stolen by greed and conflict is a loss for humanity itself. Raising awareness, demanding action, and holding powers accountable is not merely charity. It is a moral imperative. Sudan's pain is a mirror to our collective conscience. If we turn away now, what will become of the principles that bind us as humans? The people of Sudan deserve to breathe freely, live safely, and dream boldly. Their fight is a fight for survival, dignity, and the most basic human rights. The story of Sudan is far from over. The war will eventually end, but the scars will endure, etched into the land, the people, and history itself. Future generations will inherit a country rebuilt from the ashes of tragedy, but only if the world listens, intervenes, and acts. Today, Sudan is a plea for justice and compassion. It is a call to ensure that humanity does not remain a silent spectator to bloodshed. Their struggle is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring hope that even amidst destruction, life finds a way to persevere. As we conclude this chapter on Sudan, it becomes clear that the story is not just about conflict or gold. It is about the human cost of power struggles, greed, and neglect. Ordinary people continue to fight for their survival, offering a glimmer of light in a land overshadowed by despair. Sudan's message to the world is urgent and unyielding. The time to act is now, and silence is complicity. The next investigative and informative report from Info@Medi Creations will continue to uncover the truths hidden behind headlines, shining a light on the stories that matter most.